Stuart Smith.
Move that the question be now put.
Pene Henare.
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. Look, I want to touch on a couple of points that the Honourable Annette King made, and with reference to my colleague, Mr Davis, and his contribution. Mr Chair, in Part 2, Clause 10, Number 3, Subsection 2 does not affect any right of first refusal that a person or group or persons has in relation to the land under Treaty of Waitangi Claim, Settlement or Collective Redress Act or Deed. The SOP tabled by my colleague, Mr Davis, wants to include in there, in relation to the land under any current or future Treaty of Waitangi Claim, Settlement or Collective Redress Act or Deed. And I think that's an important thing, Mr Chair. He spoke of a noble tribe from the far north, a tribe called Ngāpuhi, who actually, if you hear the claims being put in front of the Waitangi Tribunal, the extension of their land goes all the way into Auckland, goes all the way down past Mahurangi and falls within the Auckland Unitary Plan. And that's an important fact that's being missed here. And that's really important, Mr Chair, because I want to raise a particular incident, or a particular case, I should say, within Tāmaki Makaurau that actually points to the ambiguity, some of the issues that will fall out from this type of proposed legislation. I want us to all think of ngā whare wātea marae in Tāmaki Makaurau. Ngā whare wātea marae. Bit of a history lesson, Mr Chair. That land was confiscated by the troops who raided the Waikato. It was subsequently sold on to another family member after the confiscation. Mr Chair, it was then taken by the Public Works Act. It was taken by the Public Works Act in the hope that they could build child, youth and family, could use it to build hostels for troubled children, for troubled teens. That was the purpose of that land. It was not used. It was not used. It sat vacant there for a long, long, long time. A visionary in South Auckland, the mother of Mr Willie Jackson, former member of this House, decided, beg your pardon, sir? Well, he is part Ngāti Porou and so am I, so he can be a visionary for the purposes of this discussion. Mr Chair, they decided to use it to build a marae to service the people of South Auckland. They built marae to service urban-based Māori. Those who didn't have any particular strong connection to their tribes, those who were disconnected, attached themselves to ngā whare wātea marae. Ngā whare wātea marae goes to apply for a permit to make sure that they can expand on their buildings so that they can cater for the influx of numbers. Mr Chair, this is where the whole situation falls apart, because that land is currently still owned as a result of the Public Works Act by child, youth and family. And that's a really big issue, because they aren't using that home, yet they are stopping the use of it by a community organisation. No first right of refusal has gone back to any of the owners, whether they were the ones subsequent to the confiscation. Ngāti Paua has a claim on that land that has been heard by the Waitangi Tribunal. All of these parties are involved in that one piece of land. That one piece of land. How is this government proposing to fix that? How is this government proposing to offer a first right of refusal to one particular group while forgetting the others? They're doing it by subterfuge, Mr Chair. They are pushing this piece of this proposed bill, tacking it on to Part 1 and just dusting it off, or brushing it off, sorry, as a minor amendment. It's definitely not that. Say that to the people at ngā whare wātea marae. Say that to those who attach themselves to that marae and the services that they provide. I wonder, Mr Chair, what's going to happen with that particular land, given the size of it. There are large vacant lots on there, and I suspect that this government are going to move very shortly to call it a social housing project and deny the rights of ngā whare wātea marae who have occupied that area for a long time, Mr Chair. This is the ambiguity that comes out of a rushed process, where people aren't heard, where the democratic process is not engaged. People outside of these walls do not have an opportunity to contribute.
Call Maureen Pugh.